Hello, hello, hello. It's 12:30 on a Thursday, so we are together again. Hi, it's Dr. Stephanie Fine. That's me, and we are here to talk about all things maintenance, Maintenance University. That's what we do. And we're having our Ounce of Prevention chat, which happens on Thursdays. The reason it happens on Thursdays is because that's when the blog comes out. Did you get yours? Every Thursday morning. You just sign up at stephaniefinemd.com. If you take the quiz, you'll get it. If you just sign up for the Ounce of Prevention, you'll get it. And today, you learn the best day to weigh. It's right in there. I talked about it. So we talked about weighing in general. And so I want to talk a little bit more about that as the reason why it's important to weigh yourself, it really is important to regularly weigh yourself, is it's one of the best ways to stay conscious of your weight. Staying conscious of what you're eating and your weight is the thing that those of us with problems with weight, we are lacking there. So when we go unconscious, we gain weight. That's like the definition of those of us who have issues with eating and weight. When we go unconscious, we gain. There are people on this planet who are not necessarily conscious about what they're eating and they don't gain. Well, they don't have a problem like we do. But we have a problem that when we go unconscious, we gain. So the answer to that is to stay conscious. Many ways to stay conscious. One of them is weighing yourself. When you get the data and you see it, harder to ignore. Not that we can't. Oh yes, we're good at that too. And of course what happens is if we start seeing gain, we don't get on the scale. See, that's the part. So staying conscious is really important. And I talked about weekly weighing versus daily weighing, and that's in there. The thing about daily weighing is, especially if you go from a weekly weigher to a daily weigher, it could freak you out a little because it's impossible to be the exact same weight every day. There are ways, again, in the blog that I talked about, doing the best job of comparing apples to apples, but it's really hard. So if you're weighing every day, you're seeing some fluctuations. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this chat, which is, when do you know if a fluctuation is water or fat? Which is a really good question because those really are the two things you're weighing when you get on the scale. We don't care how much our bones weigh and our skin weigh and our organs weigh and whatever. That's part of it. What we're looking to find out about when we step on the scale is how much fat do we have. That's what we really want to know. Now, they have scales that have those numbers. I don't find them to be super reliable. I mean, they can give you a general, but not when you're looking to lose and you're really trying to compare the numbers. I don't find them as useful. And that's not how I was going to tell you whether you know it's water weight or fat weight. I'm just talking about knowing the scale number and going from there. So those are the two things that vary if you are getting on the scale with this at similar time, similar day, similar what you're wearing. Okay. The way you know if it's fat or water gain is that water gain can come on bigger and faster than fat. So let's say you're getting on the scale every day and you notice 2 to 3 pounds up one day. Unless you ate, over 10,000 extra calories yesterday, it won't be fat. So it's very unlikely that it's fat. Often what it will be is you had like Chinese food the night before, and there's so much salt and MSG and all that stuff that you just retained water. And you can often tell like if your rings aren't fitting or that sort of thing. But so that's why context is really important. It's really good to know what you're eating because then you can sort of play with that. The other way of telling, let's say it didn't feel like it was particularly salty. You watch the next couple of days. Water weight, if you're not continuing to eat really salty food, will go away. So you just keep drinking your water, 2 liters of water a day, and you'll flush yourself out, and you will see that those 3 pounds come off. Fat doesn't usually work that way. There's always exceptions, but in general, fat will come on a little slower, and then it won't come off after a couple of days. even if you ate a lot less, unfortunately, it doesn't respond that tightly. So that's how you know if it's water or fat, is the speed at which it comes on and comes off. And so having a little patience and watching the pounds leave you, if you knew it was water weight, that's how you can confirm it. So that's what I like to know about water weight and fat weight. That's one of the reasons why weighing once a week can be nice. I mean, unless you had the Chinese food the night before your weigh-in, and then you notice that's one of the minuses too, right? That it's just one number. But you can average that over time, because if you waited then the next week and it was just water, then you won't see it again. So that's the general idea. It would be nice if we could just weigh our fat, but we have a scale, so that's what we do. So the other thing about, we talked about weighing, being conscious of your data, of your information. We talked about water weight versus fat weight. And the last thing I want to talk about is this idea, it's in the blog too, about compensating for the weekend. So if you're maintaining weight loss, a very common way of doing it is to, you have your sort of maintenance food during the week. You're very regular, like you have a similar breakfast and a similar lunch and a similar dinner during the week. It works out really well. And then on the weekends, you may have some extra things. And then you go back on Monday to your regular amount of food. And what you're then doing is sort of compensating, right? So you have a weekend with maybe more calories, you compensate with fewer calories, and that way over the week, you're maintaining your weight. That when you figure out what exactly that is, like what works for you eating during the week and what works for you eating during the weekend, and you are fine about if there's a fluctuation, then that's a great way to maintain. That would work out just fine. If you do that, the way that I talk about it is that you know how many calories you're having. So what you'd be doing is having some fewer calories during the week per day, and then you're adding those saved calories to the weekend and having them there, so that for the whole week it's balanced out. I love balancing out the week. I think that gives you a lot of flexibility. It doesn't feel like you're trapped in I must eat this, I must eat that, and then you are able to maintain your weight. So I love that idea, and that's one of the things we're talking about. So then it would depend on which day you want to weigh, comparing your apples to apples. I don't know why we'd be weighing apples, but I hope that's weighing. Best day to weigh. You can always go to the website, StephanieFineMD.com, and you can put in best day to weigh, and you'll find this blog right on there. They're nice, short and sweet, easy to get through. I'd love for you to sign up. I'd love to see you there. And I love seeing you every week right here. And I will see you again next week. Bye.